Alright, what is up, my 61 subscribers? You might know me, Dawson Bailey Billies from Fortnite underscore 20180430003458. But today I'm not here to make a Fortnite video. I'm here to make a pretty serious video, and it's about Apollo Legend. Alright, so if you don't know who Apollo Legend is, you're looking at him right here. He's this nerdy ass dude. But basically, he is a YouTuber who creates content about speedrunning in video games. Just trying to beat them as fast as possible. And let me also say that I am not huge into speedrunning myself. The community is a little much for me. But I do find it very interesting how these people find crazy methods to just completely skip parts of the game or just do it so fucking fast. It's crazy to me. Okay, shit, my fucking fan's making that gay ass noise. 1 sec. Alright, so Apollo Legend started out wholesome enough. He was really into making speedrunning accessible to anybody. And he was always giving speedrunning that push it needed to be more than just a hobby, to be treated just like other gaming content on YouTube. And even though he had some controversial views, he still backed all of them up with good evidence to make you at least see where he was coming from, if not straight out believing him. But the thing is that even though he has that controversial video on Games Done Quick, it was still few and far in between that he was just straight up making controversial statements like this. For the most part, he was just making top 10 speed runs, just good speed running content. So at first, Apollo Legend was mainly only known by the speedrunning community until he made this video, 10 speedrunners who were caught cheating. Great video, go check it out. But with that video, he started his downward spiral. And since releasing top 10 speedrunners who were caught cheating, Apollo Legend has only released 3 other videos, all that are videos exposing huge names in the speedrunning community. So the first dude that Apollo Legend exposed this hard was Todd Rogers. And Todd Rogers was the self-proclaimed king of video games who played this fucking retarded ass looking like Atari game called Dragster. Okay, so this is Dragster, the game that he claimed to have the best time on, and it looks pretty fucking retarded, not gonna lie. And so, yeah, basically he lied and said that he got a time of a 32.5, but it was covered up with coffee, a fucking coffee stain. Alright, yeah, so you're probably already going like, what the fuck, this guy's retarded. That's obviously Sweet Baby Ray's. But what he tried to say was that this score was actually verified by an official speedrunning referee from Twin Galaxies. Now, if you don't know what Twin Galaxies is, they're basically the Guinness Book of World Records for video games. They record all the best new times, put them up just so the public can see them. Okay, yeah, basically I just wanted to put in your mind who Twin Galaxies is, because they're going to come up a little later. Okay, so you probably saw the Sweet Baby Ray's stained picture earlier and thought, okay, yeah, this is already very fucking sketchy and I would not trust this to be a real record. He probably lied about it. But Apollo Legend goes even farther by showing a tool-assisted run, which is basically cheating to get the best possible time. And the best possible achievable time, that was redundant, was 32.69. Now, the huge controversy from this was the fact that his score was still verified and even got him a Guinness World Record. Apollo Legend was taking into account the referees and calling out their morality. What ensued after this is what I think of as the start of the downfall of Apollo Legend. So after that video, Todd Rogers did have his Guinness World Record revoked, and everything seemed to be going fine until something else happened. And I want to preface this with part of one of his videos where he said something that really stuck out to me, especially right now.
What? But wait, there's still more. After my last video about Todd, I was contacted by multiple inside sources who gave me hordes of information, which shows that the corruption at Twin Galaxies actually goes even further, if you can believe it. So what do you guys think? Should we see how deep this rabbit hole goes, or has this been enough? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, peace.
Apollo Legend has not been seen or heard from in 7 months since he made his last video, which was just the turning point of everything. In Apollo Legend's latest video, he exposes the world's best Donkey Kong player, Billy Mitchell.
The worst thing that could happen would be to give somebody the credibility of a score that doesn't deserve it.
And yes, this is the guy that they made fun of on that episode of Regular Show. Billy Mitchell is honestly notorious for what he does, and a lot of people have not believed him and his scores, but there was no actual proof. All of his stuff was verified by referees. But what we've learned from Todd Rogers is that these referees are definitely not trustworthy, and there needs to be actual evidence of the score. And as you can see from the video before, Billy Mitchell is obviously very dead set against cheating and feels very strongly about it, even though he fucking does it himself. But it just goes to show how much more of an effort he's going to put up to not get exposed like this. But then boom, Apollo Legend just sticks both of his hands in Billy Mitchell's ass and rips that shit open, catching him out on multiple lies, like interview lies. Like, he is just a complete fraud in almost every way. He really makes Billy Mitchell look like a fucking dumbass. As if he didn't already look like a huge fucking dumbass. Like, look at this dude. Looks like he'd be the bad guy in a damn porno. And don't forget, Billy Mitchell sued Regular Show over using him in their episode when they weren't even trying to expose him or anything. They just tried to make him look kind of stupid. So what happened with Apollo Legend is probably going to be a lot worse. So when people started questioning this, Billy Mitchell started getting a little sketchy just about everything in general. And so this interview comes out, and it really makes you go back and think about when Apollo Legend said how much corruption there truly was in Twin Galaxies. And I think this really goes to show. So by now, Apollo Legend is a huge name in the speedrunning community. Like, they even honored him here before Aretha Franklin. That's pretty fucking crazy. So people were taking his ideas seriously. Okay, so now I'm just going to show you the extent of just how exposed Billy Mitchell got during this.
So finally we get a response out of him. No, I never used MAME, and if I did, it wouldn't matter. No and no. You did use MAME, Billy. I'll keep playing these GIFs. It could not get any clearer. We have video proof that you set these records on MAME. It's not a question. And it does matter that you used MAME. That's why Twin Galaxies has it separated onto a second leaderboard. And it's not like he doesn't know this. Of course he knows people would care. That's why he lied about it in the first place. Seriously, what is going on, Twin Galaxies? First of all, where do you find these people? These guys are hilarious. But for real, how do you list these scores on your website and not feel embarrassed? The dude used an emulator, clear as day, and continues to lie about it.
My easy answer is that I've never played it on MAME.
The only defense he has is to say that other people saw it.
There was news people there. There was a crowd there. I did it there. I called it there. It all happened. It was all awesome. It was all wonderful.
Then he goes and creates a fake board swapping video, threatens employees not to talk. The only record that has audio was clearly spliced. And the only person who can say they witnessed his all-time best score is a serial cheater himself who just had his Guinness World Record revoked. It makes no sense. You guys know it makes no sense. Why is this guy still on your website? How have these people not been banned? I really would like to give Twin Galaxies another chance, but it's hard because every time I look deeper, I keep finding more and more corruption. I sincerely hope you guys can come to the right decision on this. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. What do you guys think? Is this guy legit or is he a cheater? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, see ya.
Well, maybe they'd like it if I lose. I gotta try losing sometime.
So as you can see here, Apollo Legend seems to truly care about speedrunning as a whole. And he is truly passionate about getting cheaters out. And just think of Apollo Legend's views on all of this and then compare it to what we saw earlier.
The worst thing that could happen would be to give somebody the credibility of a score that doesn't deserve it.
Those are the exact beliefs of Apollo Legend. He cares enough about the speedrunning community that he wants to keep it fair and keep it just for the longevity of it. And Billy Mitchell is here saying the exact same thing and then getting called out like this with an amount of proof that no one could not believe it. Now, I want to go back and look at something that was in one of the previous videos real quick.
And the only person who can say they witnessed his all-time best score is a serial cheater himself who just had his Guinness World Record revoked.
When Apollo Legend made his top 10 speedrunners who were caught cheating video, it was the equivalent of him stomping on ants. But with his later videos, he was exposing the elephant in the room that everyone was too scared to fuck with. Both Todd Rogers and Billy Mitchell's records are very old, and for very old games. People had just decided to not really care. They were old. They were just going to let them stay the kings because no one really cared about those games anymore now that everyone is speedrunning other games. Apollo Legend was truly trying to be the hero that speedrunning needed. Although I don't think that he knew exactly what he was getting into, and I think he let his pride get the best of him. Apollo Legend's video on Todd Rogers was a huge success, which resulted in all of his records being taken off leaderboards. My theory is that Apollo Legend got a huge rush from exposing such a big name speedrunner that he decided to try and go for someone even bigger. So Apollo Legend releases his Billy Mitchell video with huge success. It's sitting at 2.9 million views right now. But so far, nothing has changed in leaderboards, no rankings, nothing has been revoked. I believe that both Todd Rogers and Billy Mitchell have a part to play in the corruption of Twin Galaxies, but Todd Rogers just had damning evidence on him with the Tool run that proved that his score was not even possible. Also, how the fuck are you gonna spill fucking barbecue sauce on a damn picture? Like, what the fuck? You're just a disgusting person. That has nothing to do with this, that's just my opinion. I truly believe that if the evidence wasn't stacked so high against Todd Rogers, that his scores wouldn't have been revoked either. I think they had to do that for the image of the company, and they're trying to preserve Billy Mitchell's status there too for as long as they can. Now, Apollo Legend has spoken out against Twin Galaxies before, but he has never targeted such a vital part such as Todd Rogers and Billy Mitchell, two of the biggest names on the site. So you might be wondering exactly where this is going. And I'm sorry to tell you, but it's going nowhere as far as we know now. Apollo Legend has not made a video in 7 months, nor has he been seen or heard from, even by close friends. This right here is the last known picture of Apollo Legend. He went to a meet and greet for Billy Mitchell and tried to expose him there. This is where I think Apollo Legend's pride truly got the best of him. He was so intent on exposing Billy Mitchell that he didn't realize how irrational it was for him to go and do that in person around all of Billy Mitchell's employees. Yes, he has employees with him, it's fucking weird. And his weird ass friends, like, why would you do that? Like, he was just going way too ham. Now, all we have of Apollo Legend on YouTube is stupid ass clickbait videos like this, discussing rumors about an alleged lawsuit going on between them right now. A lot of people think that Apollo Legend got fucked in a lawsuit and is staying out of the public eye. There's really no way that we can know for sure, but we can know for sure that there is corruption in the speedrunning community, and it's something that they don't want to let out. Now, I'm going to be completely honest, I don't really give a shit about speedrunning, but this whole situation just intrigued me. How someone could just come out and expose someone with just so much evidence. I was seriously surprised at how much evidence Apollo Legend could actually get. He analyzed everything so well and organized his arguments near perfectly. Yet everything ends like this. And for my closing words, I only have one thing to ask. Apollo Legend, if you are listening to this right now, I'm going to the grocery store. Do you need anything?